So E3 was a thing.
It was a thing, all right.
It was quite a thing. Lots of stuff happened, and everyone's got their own little opinions on which one was better. We all know Devolver won anyway, but that's a given. Got a few things I'm looking for. Last of Us looks really good.
Yeah, Last of Us 2. Yeah.
Last of Us 2. Everyone's gay. You can't get out of it. But no, it's a friendship kiss.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah. Big one for me was I know it didn't really show a lot, but the Halo Infinite teaser. I don't care. I'm all excited by that. It's like it doesn't matter. Once that piano hit with the Master Chief helmet, that's it.
Yep, you're sold. You're gonna have to get it.
I'm in. Give it to me right now.
Because you just have to have more Halo. Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing where that one goes too. I do enjoy some Halo games, but yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. I am actually kind of looking forward to Horizon. I want to see how it is. Horizon 4.
Yeah, Horizon 4.
Never been huge in racing games, but those were always kind of fun.
They're going to simulate the potholes.
It was a hovercraft.
No, I remember talking about, yeah. But like Horizon 4 takes place in the UK, and someone's like, are they going to simulate the potholes too?
Why not? But yes, we are not here to talk about video games as much as we would absolutely love to. We're here to talk about ponies, so let's get to that. Yes, welcome to Pony 411. This is episode 227 for the week of June 17th. I am Alca7raz, and with me is Nemesis.
Yo!
We are officially 1 week into the hiatus.
Oh no.
Yes, it is upon us. It is here. It's a mini hiatus, hopefully.
Yeah, probably won't last till like August.
Yeah, mid-season hiatus. But as we do on first week into a hiatus, we are going to do an episode, and we're going to eventually, once we get through news and such, talk about a quick recap of the season so far, yes. But we do have a little bit of news to talk about before that, and we do have some fan content after that to talk about as well. So let's get into this. If you would like to follow along, you can find our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. So go there, find the links for the news for this episode, and let's get into this. In convention news, BronyCon has announced their cosplay events, one being their contest and the other being like a fashion show thing that doesn't have a contest. You can be in both if you want. And they also announced Amy Keating-Rogers.
Hooray.
Yay.
Ukulele playing for everybody.
In fandom news, apparently Dragon Mart in Dubai will be celebrating the end of Ramadan with a pony parade. In merchandise news, Gameloft has pushed out a big update for the game, adding a few things, including a bunch of dragons, like Ember and other ones, and a quest to get Spike's wings. So Spike is getting wings and a quest involving that.
Spike's getting wings?
Yeah, Spike's getting wings. You didn't know about that? Yes. They're also adding in Rainbow Blaze. Not Rainbow Dash's dad, but Rainbow Blaze. That first one we all thought was... Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's not explained. They also did a tease for Mudbriar.
Boo.
Yeah. He was apparently not in it yet.
Well, actually...
Technically,
he's not in the game yet.
But yeah, it'll be a tease. Yeah, he will be. A company called Phoenix has released some phone grip things with ponies on them. They're like suction cup rubber plastic things that attach to the back of the phone. You can wrap your headphones around them, and then you put your phone behind them, put that between your fingers.
Yep.
To hold on to the phone better.
Yep.
So I guess if you want to add things to your phone, add ponies to your phone, that's one way you can do it.
Also, stop putting your hands in butter. Then the phone won't slip out of your grip.
Sometimes it's just...
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
Well, sometimes it'll just slip out of your hands anyway when you're like using it a lot. You lose your grip. It can happen. An updated image of the School of Friendships Cutie Mark Crusaders accessories has popped up on Taobao, and it shows off some of the non-painted accessories for them, including like Sweetie Belle's skirt, Apple Bloom has saddlebags, Scootaloo has a helmet, those kind of things, and they're not painted on. So they actually look decent. The image also has an interesting looking Fluttershy in the background. It has some accessories too, I believe, that we haven't seen before. So that might be a thing later. And new Princess Clip and Go plush keychains have popped up. These are like the plush head keychains, but includes...
From Japan.
Yes, from Japan. Includes Luna, Celestia, and Cadence.
But
because Twilight was already out. In comic news, a preview for Ponyville Mysteries number 2 is up on iTunes.
It's not birds this time.
It's not birds.
Not this time.
Not this time, yes. In Equestria Girls news, the last day of school, Equestria Girls short is up on YouTube. Popped up on Friday, which is actually rather convenient because Friday was the last day of school where I work. It was the official last day.
Well, how about that?
So, hey, that timed it perfectly.
It is mid-June.
Yeah.
This is when schools are technically usually getting out for summer.
Yep. And our last bit of news, Friendship-Based Magic news. Felicia Day has won Best Female Vocal Performance in the Behind the Voice Actor Awards for her performance as Pear Butter. Congratulations on that.
We actually mentioned the Behind the Voice Actor Awards, but only one award because I didn't realize there was actually multiple awards that MLP was up for.
Yeah, there was a few.
Anyway, this is the only one that won.
So yes, that is the news. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, we are going to talk about a recap and our thoughts and such about the season so far.
Yeah, season 8 so far.
We are going to do our list.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, our list on which ones we liked the most and
also
which ones we didn't.
Just the general thoughts.
General thoughts. What are the general thoughts of the season so far before we get to our list?
Yeah, I can open that up. I'm kind of a little iffy so far on the season. It's kind of starting to feel like a lot like season 6, which we don't have a high opinion of comparatively.
Well, I wouldn't say it's quite that.
It's not that point, but it's kind of this, for me, it's kind of this just general
Yeah, like when we get to the list, I didn't have a huge amount of episodes that I didn't like. There aren't many that I didn't like, but
you're having a hard time remembering them.
Well,
you were.
I have a hard time remembering a lot of things. Mainly, there's not a huge amount that have me leaping for joy.
Yeah, it's a lot like the problem with season 6, which a lot of the episodes were they're all right, but I'm not going to remember
good
these
episodes, and there's the ones that are a lot of fun, but no huge standouts. There's nothing that's like quite up to the level that we've seen in other seasons. They're good, but they're more in the middle, the upper middle range so far.
I think the other thing right now is the whole school concept isn't. I don't feel like it's really sold itself yet.
It hasn't. They haven't really been using it.
Yeah, I don't blame the writers on this one. This is a Hasbro mandated thing.
Yeah,
they have said as such. And I feel like Hasbro's kind of given them something that's kind of inherently unworkable.
Yeah, they're just doing their best.
They introduced a whole 6 brand new characters entirely on top of the 6 brand new characters they introduced to us last season, on top of the character they added into the cast the season before that. We're at the point of there are technically, I guess you could say, 19 or 20 main characters to a degree.
Oof.
And that's like, well, even if you cut out the pillars, you're still at 14 characters.
Yeah.
And that's a little much. And the problem is these new characters haven't really had a chance to flesh them out, and it almost feels like they kind of don't know if they should or they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They're like in this weird spot of they don't know if they should kind of pull away from the main 6 or stay with the main 6. So we're in this weird middle ground, which we're not going anywhere, and it's kind of not really pleasing anyone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't even know where I would want them to go. I mean, a lot of me wants them to stick with the main 6, obviously. But there's also like you could do more. But
I feel like
Yeah, I don't know.
The stories that open up by the main 6 being teachers at school, the problem is those are kind of stories which aren't really particularly interesting for 5 or 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
The kind of stories that open up about, the troubles of making a class, working in a classroom setting and taking care of a bunch of, I guess, students and all that stuff, and the balancing that with the rest of their lives, and so that's stuff that's not going to be interesting to little kids.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. Play a word that didn't sound even interesting to me.
No, I'm probably describing it poorly, but there's a lot of stuff there you could work with about this whole new set of responsibilities and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't even really focused on the students.
Yeah, and so
like, what is the life of a student?
And let's be honest,
as long as they don't go doki
outside
doki MLP. Oof.
But beyond like a couple of episodes, the school's been largely forgotten.
Underutilized too.
Yeah.
Is one
There's
thing, one way.
Like 2, maybe 3 episodes where it's a big deal, and then it's an important part of it, and then everything else is kind of like it might as well. The school doesn't even have to exist for this. So yeah, I feel like Hasbro.
The main villain they introduced in the premiere has never shown up again.
Kind of par for the course, really.
Yeah, that is kind of par. Introduce a big villain in the premiere and come back in the finale.
They might show up. They might not.
Yeah.
That's the thing is for me is just they introduce this big thing which sounds like it's taking up the status quo, and then the status quo kind of remains as is, except kind of weird.
Yeah. It jarred the status quo, but didn't really move it all that much. It just
and then you
made it really shaky.
New characters who aren't really doing anything right now. Just a small spoiler. I'm not going to get into any specifics, but it looks like they're going to play a bigger part in some episodes in the future, at least. So there's still hope on that end. But I feel so far like the whole school thing and everything, it just kind of feels like just kind of a much ado about nothing, really.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost a waste.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it is they don't know what to do with the school, because they were given the school. They didn't come up with it. They were told to do a school, and they had to work with that. And then it's like, do they not know what to do with it, or do they not want to do something with it, and they're just kind of doing what they have to?
Yeah, I think they know they can't. A massive paradigm shift this late in the game regarding the cast is gonna go over very poorly.
Yeah. Any major change in cast is gonna have problems.
Every like most shows I see, if you just completely swap out the cast for a brand new one, it never goes well.
Yeah, on most of your original viewer base is just gonna go, I'm out. I have no more interest.
Especially
this right now, the characters I wanted.
In some ways, the new Student 6 kind of feel like budget main 6.
Sort of. I do think they have a little bit different personalities.
A little bit, but a lot of them are kind of the same.
Yeah, I guess one of the other problems, like we've already mentioned multiple times already, is that they're just not fleshed out.
Yeah, and
they haven't really had a chance to really flesh them out.
Yeah, beyond the premiere, they speak occasionally, but don't really do much.
Yeah.
There's one episode where they actually had a more important role in that episode. We'll get to that. But just looking ahead, though, there is hope that they're actually do something with this, but I'm not entirely certain, just because it looks like it's still not going to be a whole lot of episodes, and at the same time, so they're in this weird thing of like the new characters kind of in that point of, why are you here? You don't really need to be here right now, so it's like, why?
Yeah,
and like they're not unlikable. It's just they don't have a purpose at this point. Like the other characters, well, even though it's a slice of life, there shouldn't technically be a purpose per se. It's just enjoy the characters. That's the problem, is I can't enjoy the characters if I don't really know them that well.
Yeah. They need to have something about them that makes you want to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, why watch them?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be like, oh, they're fulfilling a story role. They just have to be, good characters that are fun to watch.
They do kind of have to fulfill a story role in at least an individual episode.
Within the episode, yeah.
They don't have to have some big, massive arc about how they're the next generation protectors of Equestria or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that would go over well.
Well, I don't know.
Well, at this point, it's too early.
Yeah, at this point, it's too early.
That was the thing. Was like that's the thing. Is like these feel like it's almost like it's kind of trying to make a spin-off without actually making a spin-off.
Yeah. Although, didn't we think the same thing about the CMC a bit?
Yeah, the CMC almost went into a spin-off. That almost happened for real.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to make that preschool show.
Yeah.
And everyone working on it went no. I was ever free. They said that. They said we were like no, we don't know.
No.
And that was kind of quietly dropped.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's just season 8. It's got a lot of enjoyable moments. It's just I'm just worried because so far it's feeling a lot like a repeat of season 6, and that it's just kind of a general samey. I hesitate to use it, but kind of a blandness to it. It's not really grabbing my attention like season 7 did a lot better in that regard, I think.
Yeah, season 7 did. Season 5?
Season 4 and 5 also had a lot of, standout things.
Yeah.
This one just kind of feels like it's kind of there. It's pretty enjoyable, but 2 weeks from now, I'm kind of barely remember anything about this whatever episode I'm watching.
It's a very low energy episode. A season. To use your term.
Yeah, that's a lot like season 6 in that. It's just, I'm worried that it's like, oh, we're going to get another weak season.
Yeah, and this close to the end of everything, it's not a good way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go out with a whimper.
Yeah, well, let's see how season 9 goes.
Yes, that's the question. I could see a lot of torches and pitchforks if that one doesn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
That one's got me worried a bit. But yeah. Yeah, I'll mostly echo.
Yeah, it's just there's enjoyable parts. It's just they're not that enjoyable.
Yeah, it could be a lot better.
They're not big enough, and on their own, the enjoyable parts aren't big enough to really carry the season.
Yeah, because we've had a few of those.
Like season 6, like one great episode, Saddle Row Review, does not really make up for other episodes I barely remember.
The Pony Point of View was pretty good.
Yeah.
Saddle Row Review was just amazing.
Yeah, Saddle Row Review was just an amazing episode. And so far we haven't had a standout episode, but that could change in the second half.
Yeah, that could change. And we've had a couple good ones.
A lot of
we
stuff
really
could,
enjoyed.
like I said, if that stuff I saw, about those upcoming episodes, like the Student 6 get more spotlight in this future, then my opinion about them could completely change.
Yeah.
Or it could not, because you didn't really do a lot with them. It's it's a rehash of existing characters. That's the other worry. It's really easy to fall in that trap of just do the characters again.
Yep. Diet main 6.
Yep. So there's So I'm a little concerned, but I'm hopeful just because of what I've seen.
Yeah. Concerned but hopeful is a good way to... Yeah, that's a good way to sum it up. You want to get to our list?
I guess so.
Yep.
I guess so. Yeah. I know traditionally we let the host go last.
Traditionally we let me go last, so that would mean you start.
Last time when I hosted this one, I went last.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so
you get a start, though I think our start's gonna be the same.
Yeah, pretty much. So 12 on the list because one of them was 2-parter.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Number
Least
12,
favorite.
The worst, and to the best. Non-compete clause is number 12.
Same.
Yeah, it's we kind of danced around it. We were really hesitant way back when we talked about it. It's not a bad episode. And I mean, you know what? It is a bad episode. I really don't like it. I put it down there with Princess Spike and What About Discord.
I would put this one above those, but still not.
It's
not
just
that
the
great.
problem is it's two characters being annoying and arguing with each other, and just to a point of stupidity.
Yeah,
and it's not particularly entertaining.
Yeah, I think the jokes were drug on way too long and weren't all that funny to begin with. It was
kind of regression.
just annoying.
Kind of regression for the characters.
It was a regression for the characters.
And the Student 6 were there, and they kind of did stuff, but they still weren't that important.
Yeah.
Major standout of the episode.
They needed to be there. But
yeah. Major standout was Yona.
Yeah, Yona was great.
And that was the thing, is that's not enough to salvage the episode, really. It's just kind of it's got a few bright moments, but most of it's kind of just, is this over yet?
Yeah. It was just not
and I guess
great
Twilight
episode.
Kind of getting mad at them for being stupid.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing, is the episode calls itself out on its own thing. It's like, what? you realize the problem with the episode, yet you persisted. Okay, I guess.
Yep. I echo all those statements.
Yeah.
That is my number 12 as well. It's just not great.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
great.
Unfortunate.
It is unfortunate because it's a Dash episode.
Yep.
Sort of. Applejack and Rainbow Dash.
What about Discord as a Twilight episode? Oh boy, that hurt me. So I understand how you feel. Like that really hurt.
Yeah.
So I guess
move on. Number 11.
Number 11. I put the mod couple.
You put the mod couple down there.
Mm-hmm. My reason is I really don't like Mudbriar. And people say he's just mod though. He's really not. He's like all of mod's bits, but taken to an extreme that makes him really, really hard to endure as a character. He is a stick in the mud, as his cutie mark is, but the technically thing, I just don't like him. I don't like the character, and it just makes it really hard to watch the episode.
My number 11 was the parent map.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it wasn't... It was just weird.
It was a weird episode.
It was just kind of... Like we said, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting going to just hate it. I was expecting this one to be probably the worst. Although, obviously it wasn't. It was a little bit better, but it still just felt weird.
And a little off.
Yeah. It just... Like we suspect it might be some weird pacing issue, but yeah, it just felt off, and I can't quite place it.
Yeah. And number 10, that's where I put the parent map. So just a little above, but that's only because I really just didn't like Mudbriar that much. If it wasn't for Mudbriar, this would probably be number 10, 11 for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of the same reason. It's an off episode. It doesn't help. It's a Starlight focused episode. It's a lot just weird about it. It also, I brought this up when we talked about it, which is it kind of inadvertently makes Starlight's backstory even worse.
Oh yes, you had a good family that cared about you,
so why'd you go all crazy and evil? It's just so weird that it makes her look extra dumb.
Oh, she was really angsty though.
Yeah, I guess
with all
super angsty
with all the heavy metal and all that sort of stuff too.
I'm gonna headcanon that guitar she doesn't actually know how to play. She's totally a poser.
That's not uncommon.
But yeah, it's just it's a weird. I think it was the thing. It was just the pacing was just off, and just felt weird. I mean, most of the good stuff came from characters who weren't the main characters.
Yeah,
and I guess the parents too, to a degree.
But... Oh, their parents are totally getting together.
Oh boy. All that awkward. Yeah, it's just an odd episode, and it just felt off the entire time. So it's not really easy to enjoy.
Yep.
It wasn't the train wreck I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't particularly great.
Yeah. At number 10, I put Marks for Effort, mainly because it was just okay. That was our entire summary. It's just it works.
It works.
But that's all I can really say about it. It's just. Yeah. It's not a bad episode, but it is very much is like the epitome of a middle of the road episode. It's there, it works, it's not bad, but I got nothing else to say about it.
Yeah. And number 9, I put Marks for Effort. I think it's like almost like my list is just shifted just because of that one episode. But yeah, it's a lot. It's just kind of, it's like I said, it's low energy. It's not. It's kind of like it just kind of goes and goes and goes. Is it still going?
Yeah.
Really? And the one thing was, Shirley Temple person.
Okay.
Shirley Temple pony.
I forgot her name.
Cozy Glow.
Yeah, I forgot her name right after watching it.
I remember. It starts with C. Starts with C. What is it?
Yeah, Cozy Glow.
Cozy Glow. Yeah.
Totally not evil.
Yeah. It's just, and this is everything. It's just kind of like the one. I think the best part was just them faking being bad at friendship. That was pretty much it. And then there's just the weirdness from there. Just kind of went on, and then you have Twilight being unusually angry, which throwing it's
weird. Unusually unperceptive.
Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't know. It's just it's not like I said. Yeah, like you said, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just kind of it's there. It works. It's just it. I don't know.
It works.
I feel like a story that was kind of stretched out a little too long.
Yeah. At number 9, I have the mod couple.
There we go.
So there that is. So it's just that episode that's swapped for us around. And yeah, Mudbriar's not my favorite. It just doesn't hit me as much as I guess you. So, but everything else, Pinky wasn't as annoying as she normally is in that episode.
Yeah.
Well, not normally, but as I've seen her be in the past.
Right.
But, I mean, there was a couple other decent little parts to it. But, again, I just don't like Mudbriar.
Yeah, some parts of Mudbriar, I think, were going to be some of my worst
it was
tendencies
kind
when
of
I
cool.
was younger.
It was kind of cool to see, like, limestone and marble again, though.
Yeah, that was nice, but...
But, yeah, again, that's where it is, number 9.
Yeah. So, at number 8, I put School Days. the premiere.
Right.
I think for me, it's another one of those weird premieres. We've had a couple of them now where it's just like, what? This is your premiere? It's just kind of, I think part of it was just, big thing for me was just, they introduced this whole concept of this friendship school and then undermine themselves in a sense like, hey, we're going to have this big school so everyone can learn about friendship, and then the school shuts down, or these students learns friendship despite the school, not because of the school.
Yeah.
And it just feels like you just undermine yourself. I'm not sure how intentional that was considering Hasbro mandated the school thing. It could have been fully intentional. I have no idea.
No clue.
But yeah, it just undermines itself, and then the soup, and then so it's like, it's weird. Then you got the whole adventure with the not bushwoolly, the whatever, I think it was Native American folklore monster.
Right.
It changes stuff up in a weird way, and not super well. Also, there's the thing that just kind of really solidifies this weird feeling of Starlight slowly replacing Spike, which is like, I don't like Spike, but I'd rather have him around. Because there's that one scene with the whole Twilight. Oh, I don't know. The school's shut down. She's all freaked out about stuff, about the rules, and that's when Starlight smacks the book in the water. And
that was Spike's job.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing. Spike is usually the one who's
Spike's
is the
Twilight's grounding.
Yeah, I want to put it that way, but it's like when Twilight really gets down on herself,
Spike's the one to bring her back.
Spike kicks her back into shape.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, yeah, you're not. It's not that bad. You're better than that. You can do this type stuff. That was Spike's job. Spike's done literally that sort of thing in previous episodes. Now
Lesson 0.
Yes, Lesson 0 kind of.
She's on a deep end. Better get a hold of Celestia.
But just in general, other episodes, just Spike's the one who kind of, when Twilight is in a funk, Spike's the one who pulls her out. Mm-hmm. And this time, for some reason, it's Starlight, and because it just feels weird.
Yeah,
I prefer slowly replacing Spike like that. It's like,
I prefer Spike to be in that position because Spike deserves it more. Spike's been there since day one, been by her side since she was a filly.
Yep.
That's Spike's
kind of that
job.
Weird pseudo son/brother relationship.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Number 8, I have Fake It Till You Make It.
Ah, right, that one.
That continuity error. Fluttershy's freaky knowledge of sewing.
Right. Oh man, I remember someone actually said something about that in the YouTube comments when
Yeah, I think I remember that one. It's like, I've seen a lot of people try and defend it, and I've never liked any of the defenses. I've never seen no, yeah. It was pretty blatant. We've seen before that Fluttershy knows how to sew and knows these things, and then suddenly she doesn't.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
That and the abrupt conclusion, the really weird.
Right, that's right.
You're fired. You're fired. Now everything's perfect.
Yeah, that was weird.
It just felt weird.
Oh.
I get what you're going for, and it was probably just because it was cut down for time, possibly, but it just felt weird. But other than that, it wasn't. The other parts were great, so that's why it didn't go as far down. Mm-hmm. But that was just weird.
Yeah. So number 7, I put Molt down. That's the Spike episode.
You know what? So did I. Number 7 is Molt down for me as well. So let's both talk about it.
Yeah. Number 7 Spike's episode here was, I think the thing was, it's weird because it's like it's a major shift, but it doesn't feel like one.
Yeah. Because it is, Spike has
wings now. Okay, let's move on.
But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I mean, he's supposed to have wings.
It's honestly, yeah, it's the thing is like every other dragon has wings, and so it's kind of like, yeah, I guess makes sense.
I guess
it makes sense. So it's like, I guess it's
all right.
In a way, it works, but in another way, it's just kind of like, and also some of the weird stuff in it. Just like I think,
like during that episode, we brought up a handful of issues, but I think those issues weren't as bad, which is why this is up at 7 and not further down, because those issues were mostly excusable in some way,
or minor.
Yeah, or were just minor issues. I still think the biggest one is he learned how to use wings way too quickly.
Boy, that really. I think it was just part of it. It's a Spike episode.
It's also a Spike episode.
And so it's like those kind of always there's always the oh boy, right? Going right in. It's like,
yeah.
But it's just kind of like it's like this big thing. It's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
big
wings now,
thing,
okay.
but it doesn't really make that big of a difference. It doesn't actually change things.
Like, well, Twilight, because there was more than just
that
wings there.
That was huge.
There was more than just wings there. If it was just wings, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But
yeah.
because it was wings and a new title, that was...
Yeah, she became a princess. Spike did not become a princess.
He knows better.
He knows better. Oh, dragon, my dragon.
Yep. That was a different episode.
That was a different episode, but, the wings are kind of a thing.
Was that Marks Forever?
I think that was Marks Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, that was what it was. So it's kind of like it's an alright Spike episode. It kind of gives a little tiny bit of lore, but
it does give a bit of lore.
Also the Smolder.
Yeah, Smolder was
she
great.
should have had a bigger role than she did. Honestly.
Smolder was great.
That would have been a perfect opportunity to really flesh out one of the new characters, and they whiffed on that.
Could have delved into what happened to Smolder during her
It was nice to see Zecora again, but we really needed... this is a character who really needs to be fleshed out, and this is a perfect opportunity. We just kind of...
Yeah, like Smolder talked about, getting thrown out. What happened to her?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been kind of a thing. You could have opened up into that. I mean, you couldn't have spent too much time on it because it was Spike's episode.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't want to kind of derail Spike's story to kind of shove Smolder's in there. That would have been abrupt, but you could have at least poked at it and kind of opened it up a little bit more.
Yeah. Or just have Smolder have a bigger part of the episode along with Spike.
Yeah. She could have stuck around.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So it's just kind of, I think it loses points because it feels like it went in a weird direction. So anyway, number 6. This is where I put Fake It Till You Make It.
That's where you put that one.
Yeah. I think for me, and I remember now the ending was pretty weird and abrupt. I think the overall just goofiness of the episode really
did help
a lot.
It
This
a
just
lot,
the
though.
goofiness is just, you got goth Fluttershy and hipster Fluttershy and
serious Fluttershy.
I'm trying to think of
because there was the business kind of.
I'm trying to think of the best word to describe her. Stuck up Fluttershy, I guess.
I think the fandom's calling her serious shy or something like that.
Weird.
Because she's like super serious.
Yeah,
she's super serious.
I would have said stuck up just because it's a little more.
It's a little bit more aggressive of a title.
Yeah, it describes it better. But yeah, it's those things I think
haughty
were a lot. Yeah, I think
different spelling of haughty.
Yeah. I think so I think for me just the goof, just the kind of silliness, kind of and there was also the weird continuity thing. I think that didn't stick for me as badly. Oddly enough, I think it was just fun enough to kind of overcome that, but still not particularly great.
Yeah.
Or wording.
Wording. I mean, we're over halfway. We're above the halfway mark, at least in episode count.
Yeah,
we're at that point. But number 6.
Yep.
School Days.
We've
synced up again.
Oh boy.
And yeah, it's just I guess some things just didn't hit me as much as they hit you, but still didn't. It was just weird.
It was a weird premiere.
It was just kind of weird.
3 times in a row we got an odd premiere. You know
like I said back when we first talked about this, it was good, I guess, but it was definitely not my favorite premiere.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad premiere. There was some cool things to it, but it just could have been a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
It really could have.
Still, like 3 odd premieres in a row. We got the Crystalling, which is kind of boring.
Yeah, Crystalling.
Then we got Celestial Advice, which is a weird rug pull.
That one, it wasn't boring. It was a rug pull.
Well, it was a rug pull, and it's just this weird. I don't know how to feel about this.
It felt targeted.
Yeah,
felt like they were specifically pointing it. It's like, oof.
Now we got this, which is like, you introduce 6 new characters, but don't really do much of anything, and undermine yourself at the same time.
Although I think, again, we can blame this one on Hasbro executives saying, you have to do a school.
Okay.
And I'm going, well, crap.
Yeah. So at number 5, I put Surf Indoor Turf.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. This is the one that's the hippogriff, like, I don't know where to go. And CMC helping and trying to help.
It was the divorce episode.
Yeah, it's the divorce episode. And I think part of it was just I feel like it handled the idea of divorce, or winked at it, the idea of divorce, pretty well. It doesn't get too on the nose. Well,
yeah,
it doesn't get too on the nose about it or anything. It's just handles it pretty well within the context of the world they've established.
Yeah. So seriously, it's a good thing. This is at the point where we're hitting good episodes now. Okay.
It's also it's kind of just fun, CMC, just because they got their cutie marks and they're helping others and stuff doesn't mean they don't argue and crap. They're still going to fight about stupid nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of fun. It has also kind of helped us, like, hell yeah, remember that hippogriff thing? Let's check up on, from the movie, let's check up on all that stuff, see what's going on.
Yep.
So it's kind of fun for all that stuff.
Yeah, I want to reinforce that thing I just mentioned. I think this is, since you just mentioned this as being a good episode, this is probably the line here between so episodes and no, I positively like these episodes. Mm-hmm. This is pretty much where it is. At number 5 though, I have Horseplay. It was enjoyable. I liked the episode. Obviously you did too if it's up here. But I think the biggest thing, the reason why this one comes down to 5 for me, is the idiot ball Celestia. It's just so odd that she was just suddenly naive when she shouldn't have been. That brought it down to this point. It was just because I think it was just too over the top naive to not make up for everything else.
Right.
But it still was enjoyable. I did like it, and I did like seeing Celestia come back and seeing Celestia as a real character finally, and more to it, not just this stoic or very silent
advice dispenser.
Yeah, advice dispenser. Yeah. So I did like to see that. It was good. I just a little bit too heavy-handed on the naivety over the play for me.
Might as well have been Zoltar. Anyway, number 4, I put Granny's Gone Wild.
Uh-huh.
This one, the whole, I guess, Las Pegasus thing, and it was just a weird episode that was weird in a good way.
Weird in a good way.
Yeah, because you get the grannies and stuff, all the Apple grannies, I guess. And Dash. What person who was least suited to hang around them, and
that was the best decision.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun watching this. Like, these grannies are trying to have fun, and Dash is freaking out about AJ killing her or something, possibly. And the ghost AJ. Oh, come on, do I even have to say anything at this point? That sort of thing.
Yep.
It's just a lot of fun watching this, is the absurdity of this whole thing, and then the magic show, and the potential. It's Trixie's dad, pretty much.
Yeah. I think they confirmed it. Yeah, officially confirmed that.
It's pretty much Trixie's dad. Obviously, dads. Yeah. It's just it was a lot of fun watching. It was just very goofy and had a lot of silly things. And Dash put in an awkward situation, and it was just fun for all that.
At number 4, I have the breakup breakdown. Basically just because it was a lot of fun. It really was. I liked some other things a little better for other reasons, but this one still, it was enjoyable. It was fun.
Right.
It just was.
It was fun.
Discord and just the whole thing. Although, again, just talk. Just talk.
Talk. So many problems would be solved if you just talk.
Yeah, which is pretty par for the course when it comes to this.
Particularly with romance.
When it's a romance thing, it's the whole misunderstanding over romance, and they just won't talk, and yeah. But it was still a lot of fun. They didn't go super cliche over it, and yeah, it was just really well done.
Mm-hmm. So for my number 3, I put the breakup breakdown. Just a little bit higher than you.
Just a little bit higher.
Just a little bit. Yeah. It was. Yeah. This was just a silly episode, and just. Big Mac's a dork, and I just love that. Sugar Bell's actually kind of a dork herself. It's a whole big misunderstanding. It's just Discord, kind of just grumpy, kind of cynical about everything. Spike just like, oh, come on, it's love, come on, that sort of thing.
Love?
It's just I just really liked it. It's just the goofiness of it, just the idea of just putting baking an invitation in a pie, and also the whole the B plot with the CMC
that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I just like the B plot with the CMC, just like, oh my gosh, Sweetie Belle's got a secret admirer.
No, you don't.
Nope.
No one loves you.
Oh, whoa.
Except for her 2 closest friends.
Oh boy. I just like how it just kind of hit all a lot of the popular Sweetie Belle ships.
Oh yeah. That was kind of fun.
It was just a lot of fun.
Let's see how many ships we can wreck.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun watching just the whole thing. And just somehow Sugar Belle talking in a way that sounds like a breakup, even though it has nothing to do with it. And it turns out Spike's crazy theory is 100% accurate.
Yep.
Also, the ogres and obulets thing, or obulets and ogres, whichever way it is.
Whichever way it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that was fun, and the skeleton.
Yep. Oh.
Spike could go down a dangerous path. Trust me.
We all know where this goes.
There is no return from this. You are gazing in the abyss, and the abyss is giggling back.
Although I think this abyss was a little unsure. Remember, a little unsure what to do with Spike.
Yeah, it was. I liked it. It was a lot of fun.
Number 3, I have Surf and or Turf.
Bit higher than me.
A little bit higher, yeah.
But is it because of the Scootaloo thing?
Well, sort of. Sort of, actually. Surprisingly, one of the reasons that it got up so high was just how it dealt with the story between the two parents.
No, the divorce thing, right?
The divorce thing. Or not divorce, because it didn't actually say it, but it totally was, guys. It's
heavily implied.
It totally was. But the way it played it was actually quite well.
Uh-huh.
I really like how they did a deeper message and really did it well. But everything else also really helped. And yes, the Scootaloo thing. God, that hurts.
Oh, because you like feeling
sad. It hurts
sad.
so good. I don't know why.
Also, I forgot. I don't remember if I said it when I remembered the song too. It was
yes.
pretty fun.
Yeah, you did mention. I think.
No.
We when we were talking about before the episode, you mentioned the song. That's where. But yeah, they did have the song.
That's fun song.
Such. It was good. It was just a really good episode, I think.
Right.
Number 2.
Yep, number 2. At number 2, I put the Mean Six.
The Mean Six.
Yep.
I have number 2 as the Mean Six as well.
How about that?
How about them apples?
It's
And this is an
we know it's
one.
divisive.
This is heavily divisive.
I saw that. I know. I will openly acknowledge it got a lot of story problems. This has a lot of them. There's like why don't they recognize that something's up? Why don't they even see the colors? How they not see the other one walking away? This is just a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of little problems, but I don't care. It was a lot of fun. Interpersonal
relations between all the main six.
All the main six was great. It was watching the Mean Six being the Mean Six was fun. Yeah. Evil Twilight was a blast.
Twilight was amazing.
Chrysalis
was
the thing. I think that's the other dividing point. Was a lot of people were really upset that Chrysalis was kind of turned into a kind of a joke. And they wanted her to be a big, serious threat still.
Oh.
So as she's reduced to this, people are upset about it, and I can see that. But at the same time, I also like the idea of Chrysalis being this weak, ineffectual villain who constantly comes back and just doesn't ever. It's just gets more and more sad until eventually it's like you got like Twilight just actually inviting her into the castle for cocoa and under a blanket or something while she's crying about her latest failed plot, and then Twilight just lets her go, and this Chrysalis comes back and tries again.
Yeah.
Frenemies.
Oh boy, you knew where those go.
So it's not really redeemed, but not considered a big enough threat to really worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You'll get us next time. You
see, you almost got me. See that trap? That was really impressive. You're just saying, no, really.
That would be great. But yeah, I have this one up really high. For me, it was really just that interpersonal relation between the main six.
Yeah.
And you see them bicker. And we see them work again, and it like I mentioned in the episode last week, because that's when we talked about this one. It was just last week. We haven't seen the main six interact like this since the early seasons, and this is what this is like.
We got a little bit of
like
last couple
Saddle Row Review.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Again, that's why we started watching the show. That's what brought us into this.
People complain about predictable storylines. I don't care about that. I care about the characters.
It's not about predicting the storylines. It's about the execution.
For me, the story
I know where it's going to go.
The story is window dressing for me. I'm here for the characters. But I want to see how you
got there. And I want to see all the other points. And that's seeing them interact. And it wasn't just a rehash of, they're fighting and that we have to learn how to work together again. No, it was them fighting and using what they've already learned to resolve it.
Yeah, for me,
and coming back together.
The character interactions were good enough for me to overlook episode's numerous problems.
Yeah, and I think some of the problems that people have with this, like, oh, they should have seen all these things, like, maybe, but I don't think it was that big of a problem.
Yeah.
Honestly. Especially when you're in a dark forest, sometimes you might miss those things. Also, we might see things more through the screen than the characters actually would. They kind of play it up just to make it obvious for the audience.
There was a couple shots that I remember. There was some stuff like if from the character's perspective, they should see the other.
Unless they weren't paying attention. Because again, when you see something so often, sometimes you just don't play it. You don't really notice. But yeah, again, I really enjoyed this one. Apparently, a lot of people did, but I don't care.
Another thing for me was also just Starlight was largely, again, useless.
And you got to see her cry.
That was a good thing.
You like that because you're a sadist.
No. Anyway, so right. number one for me, it's obvious if you haven't figured, if you haven't been paying attention.
For me, it's horseplay. It's horseplay.
Yeah. For me, that one is just simply the Twilight Celestia interactions. I just love them fleshing that out. It's always been just Twilight just kind of freaking out about what Celestia will think or whatever, and Celestia shows up, says gentle words, maybe gives advice, and flies away. Now it's like, no, here they are. They're talking to each other for real. There's actual, real, genuine interaction between the two. It really shows the closeness that was vaguely implied early on is actually coming to the forefront, and just again Celestia being, for lack of a better word, humanized.
Yeah,
and we kind of seen it with season 7. We saw that a little bit, but this is also another thing. It's like, yeah, she's kind of sucks at some stuff.
Yeah,
turns out she's not perfect.
Perfect.
She's got things she's not talented at. She's bad acting. She's a bad actor. It's that simple. She's terrible.
You'd think you'd be a good actor if you're in politics, though.
I brought that up. But
yeah.
It's just funny watching her just do so horrendous at acting, and Twilight just, not because she's a princess, because she just doesn't want to hurt her friends' feelings.
Yeah, it's not.
It's the idea. I like the idea
she's
that
going to send me to the moon.
I like the idea that Twilight sees Celestia as a friend now.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish she'd stop the princess part.
Yeah.
She should be they should be calling each other Twilight and Celestia.
Yeah, but you know how hard of a habit that is to give up.
It's weird too, because like back in season 4, during the flashback with Nightmare Moon and stuff, Twilight actually just says Celestia, not Princess Celestia, when Celestia gets shot.
Yeah.
So it's weird. So it's one of those things. It's like when it looks like when Twilight's really not thinking about it, she stops the princess entirely.
Yeah, but when she's overthinking, which she does do, that's one of her things.
It is. I just like that Twilight is. It's because even Twilight, we have Twilight's explosion about how terrible Celestia is, and truth came out.
Whoops.
I mean, which episode was that? Oh, the Spike episode. It was actually Twilight complaining about Celestia's perfect skin.
Oh yes. A little resentment, I think.
Yep. So it's like, oh, hey, look, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Yay. And my number 1 is Granny's Gone Wild.
That's where you put it.
Honestly, I think we just had to put our waifus at number 1. That's pretty much all it is, isn't it? But yeah, like you said, it was just a lot of fun, and watching Dash be Dash in this, it was great. And they wrote Dash really well, I think. And Dash's characterization,
was it Confalone?
It was just really, really well done. The writer for this one, I have them all written down here.
I was pretty sure it was like Colin Filoni, wasn't it?
Where did I put it? No, it was GM Barrow.
Oh, Barrow. Oh, okay, never mind. That's what it was. GM Barrow.
Yeah, Horseplay was a new one. Katya.
I remember that.
And I'm not even going to try and pronounce the last name.
Oh, yeah, that. I think they did a good job.
Yeah, they did. I will agree. They did a good job. You're more interested in Twilight, and I'm more interested in Dash, so it's going to affect our opinions on things. But yeah, it was just an amazing episode. It was hilarious. It was fun to watch, seeing Dash go through all of this, but also seeing Dash do the right thing on those cases.
Mm-hmm. Like trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Despite opposition from the grannies.
Yeah, despite... she was trying to, not get killed by Applejack.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a little bit of motivation.
But even the one scene where, they're all asleep. I can finally go ride this thing. That's a really long line. I shouldn't do that. I do need to pay it. I need to keep an eye on them. I'm going to do the right thing. And she does the right thing.
Yeah.
Where I think season 1 Dash wouldn't.
Oh, no. Dash would be right in line.
Yeah. Not out of maliciousness. She wanted a gun. Well, they can
They'll be fine. They can fend for themselves.
No, she just probably wouldn't have thought about it.
Yep. It's fine. Dash won't, or AJ won't find out.
Yeah, just more like you're like, oh, it's a long line, but she wouldn't think, no, I do have to go back. She just wouldn't have thought that part. That part wouldn't have been there, I think. But either way, I absolutely love this episode.
Yep. So it's got a couple strong episodes.
It does. It does have a couple strong episodes. It's just
the season
not enough to pull the whole season up.
Yeah, so far the season's kind of been a little bit of season 6 vibes. I'm not sure about the, especially with the brand new characters. Not really doing a good job with them.
Yeah.
Of course, at this point, season 6, Starlight we had not seen that episode yet.
Oh, we hadn't hit that episode. That's my worry.
We'll get that episode for the new characters.
Hopefully, we don't.
I don't think we will, but you never know.
Yeah, hopefully not.
So, cautiously optimistic for season 8, part 2.
Yes, part 2. Hopefully we'll be on the up and up. Hopefully things just keep going better. That is our list. So I guess we will move on. We do have some fan content to talk about. So we will start out with music. I've got 2 songs that I want to feature. We'll start off with Jastrian's Destiny. This is just a really nice, mellow song. It's well done, and it's got really good little vocal chops throughout there. It's just a nice song to sit and listen to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it had excellent vocal stuff. The vocal chops, clipping, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's particularly in the beginning, but that was pretty cool. It's upbeat. There's kind of a certain gravitas to it, but it's also kind of light.
Yeah.
Which is weird when you think about it. You think gravitas, you'd think it'd be something like this. It feels like it's something that it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is hard to explain. Just listen to it and you'll figure it out for yourself. The second song I have is Forever Free Bronies, Right Here.
Yeah, it's easy enough to admit it never was the perfect fit. The moon is just too small for me. So tonight I will make it right. Still I don't know why I thought I'd swallow all my tears. All alone I was thinking wrong.
This one is the final song on the remastered version of Pink Side of the Moon. There's a new song added to it, I believe. And it gives it a final conclusion to the album. The original one didn't quite have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really well done. Forever Free Brony does, yet again, an absolutely incredible job on vocals, just because he's really good with just everything he does. But L Train is actually on guitar for this one, because this one's featuring L Train, does the guitar work, and oh my God, that solo is an amazing guitar solo in the middle of this. The guitar work is also just amazing. So don't miss this song.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, it's really good guitar work.
Yeah, it's L Train on guitar.
Yeah, and it sounds like an interesting opening. I remember that, and yeah, okay, yeah, that confirmed it for me. I was wondering, it's like it did feel like a conclusion to a story.
Yeah, Pinky
the lyrics, between the lyrics and the music itself.
Yeah, it's the one where Pinky's on the moon. So, yeah, she finally does what she needs to do. She throws a party.
Sitting in the bad Pinky corner.
Yeah, she throws a party. So, yes.
There we go.
Good songs.
Yep.
So, fanfics.
Yeah, fanfic. Nothing new.
Nothing new.
Yeah, not this time. But, once again, I Don't Need Magic updated with 2 chapters. Let's see, we got stuff about, more about the basic possible relationship speed bumps between Twilight and Sunset.
Yep.
Particularly, let's see, I know Rarity's kind of like, hey.
Careful.
Yeah. And also, it kind of establishes that some events we've seen in the show have not happened in this fixed world. Like, they did not go see the Daring Do set.
Right.
In this universe. The other chapter was more about that stuff and more along Sunset's perspective, though.
Yeah.
That kind of sort of thing. Just, that possible road bumps.
Yep.
Also, they went on another date, except they went and saw a really awesome astronomy.
Yeah,
thing.
like
3D map of the universe.
Yeah, a live.
Neat.
But yeah, it's like a full top and bottom, but pulled from multiple satellites in real time. So it's like, holy crap, that's impressive.
Yep. Yes, yeah, that's the thing. So I feel like this is kind of a bit of the light spot before the other shoe drops. Also, yeah,
The calm before the storm.
Yep. Yeah, and then they did talk a little bit about what they're going to do about Adagio, and apparently Sunset has a little extra bit to the plan that Twilight's not aware of.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
We're going to see that blow up.
That's gonna explode. You did what and didn't tell me?
Well,
I can't trust you anymore.
uh-oh.
How can I trust you if you're still gonna do this? Yeah.
Well, that's that for now.
Yeah.
Nothing else updated. I don't have any new fanfics because nothing really grabbed my attention for one thing, which is a sequel. So I'm kind of like in this weird. Do I hit? No, I have
You
to do
feature a
something
sequel
weird.
without the original, without the start,
Yeah, I'd have to basically feature 2 fics at once,
and then I have to read the whole thing.
and they're not exactly short.
As long as you don't like suddenly decide to feature something like Australia or something like, oh great, I have to read 1,000,000 words and 40. Yeah, let's feature Fallout Equestria.
Can't do that. It's
I
old.
know. Well, what about one of the new spin-offs?
No.
I'll just go read War and Peace. It'll take less time.
It would.
All right, so yes, that is it. No more fan content. It's the end of the episode. Hope you liked what you heard. If you would like to listen to all of our episodes, you can find them, past, future, present, at pony411.libsyn.com. Remember, that's LIBSYN, so go there, find them all, RSS feed, all this sort of stuff. You can also find us on iTunes, search for Pony411, subscribe to us there, have it all auto-download, listen to us whenever. You can also rate us, give us 5 stars, if stars are what iTunes use. I can't remember how to use iTunes. Okay, I got it right. You can also find us on Stitcher, at Stitcher.com, or use the mobile apps. Just search for us, you know our name. You can also find us on Google Play, play.google.com/music, then search for us. Can't just do it through normal Google Play, because Google, yay, great job. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/pony411. Go like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell, because, yes, I hate saying that, but that's what you do for YouTube.
You got to do it.
Gots to do it. You can also find us on Ponyville Live. It'll update with the YouTube page, but they also have a whole bunch of other shows there that they list, although the page is like not updating all that often. I don't know what the status of Ponyville Live will be in the future. But we are there, so you can find us there.
Hey, they fixed the banner
They finally
thing.
fixed the banner thing. Hey. We also air every Tuesday on Ponyville FM, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
There you go.
Yes. So tune in then or whenever, because they have awesome music there with live DJs and other stuff. So check them out. Or probably other places on the internet. But, you know, those are the places we actually update directly. Whoever re-uploads us, whatever. If you would like to get a hold of us, you can email us. We are pony411podcast@gmail.com. So send us comments, criticisms. Tell us why we had our order wrong or why we had our order right. You know, which episode you thought was the best or the worst or whatnot. Send it to our email. You know where it is. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. Go like our page there. We'll post updates when they happen. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at pony411. It's the best way to quickly get a hold of us for short communication. Follow us there. Just say hi. That works too. See us tweet random stuff. Yes, and with Facebook, and as such, we did finally get the photos from Everfree posted. Finally.
Yeah.
Nemesis finally got those up.
Mm-hmm.
Check those out there if you want to. You can also follow us on our personal Twitter accounts. I'm Alca7raz with a 7 instead of a T and an underscore at the end, and he is at Nemesis Prime 1.
Mm-hmm.
See whatever we're tweeting. I think the only thing I tweeted recently was that I framed a couple, the 2 things I got signed at Everfree. I finally got an actual frames.
Yep. E3 Transformers and The Incredibles 2.
Right. You did go see that. I have not seen that
Yes, opening
yet.
night. It was a lot of fun. Although if you're prone to epileptic seizures, be careful. It's got some pretty nasty night issues for that.
So yeah, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Again, hope you like what you heard. Hope you go listen to our other episodes. We are officially in hiatus mode So we do not have a new episode next week.
2 weeks from now.
So 2 weeks from now, we'll figure something out what we're going to talk about.
I'm pretty sure probably going to be season 1 episode. I think I know which one I want to talk about.
So apparently we're going to go watch an old season 1. Nemesis here is going to run that one.
We're going to burn through season 1, darn it.
We're going to try and get through that because we haven't actually
really
finished
close.
Hope you tune in then for a recap of some season 1 episode to be determined, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, remember, please pony responsibly. See ya.
Bye.